back to
Unknown,
Unsolved
unseen.
Triple U for the
Woo.
second time today.
Yep, welcome to the bonus episode. We're going to be giving our recap on the Carbondalien Festival. For some reason, I want to say UFO each time.
That's because it has to do with the UFO. I get it. I keep wanting to do that as well.
Yeah, so do you want me to start or you to start talking about this?
You can go ahead and get started.
So this was an amazing event to go to. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I believe Sage did as well. I would go to this again if they do it again next year.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun. I thought it was like way more than I honestly was expecting. There was way more people there than I thought there would be.
They condensed a lot into a little space, and I think that was great. Um, Holy moly, were there a lot of people?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was like you didn't even have elbow room at some of the places to move around.
Yeah, I mean, Sage mentioned that we were hoping to be able to give more information and our final thoughts on the UFO incident in this episode. But we did not get much additional information on the UFO incident because the Russell Park experience, where you could get an immersive theatrical Russell Park experience based on the true stories, um, those tickets sold out insanely fast.
Yeah, so we got there probably little after an hour, about an hour after it started. And by the time we had made it to the tent where the tickets were being sold, they'd been completely sold out of all of the tickets for like every event other than the hot air balloons. And then they also were pretty much sold almost entirely out of all of their merch.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get some online.
Yeah, I think we want to order some online. Because
Just
it really is some awesome looking merch, and so I was sad I couldn't come home with something yesterday, but we
yeah,
got a lot of other really good goodies.
yeah.
So
Speaking actually on their merch and stuff, the logo for the Carbondalien Festival, I love it. The two aliens are so cool. And I also really appreciate that they decided to actually use somebody's art rather than go the cheap, use some AI art at this point because you see more festivals do that, and I think that takes the life out of it.
yeah, I
This
mean
place was amazing.
it really looks like every vendor there was all like hand drawn art and stuff. Like it really didn't look like there were many, if any, vendors that had like
Some
strictly AI.
some vendors had some AI stuff in there. I did not care when I saw that stuff. But I everything we got was handmade stuff. Like somebody actually drew it or made it,
Yeah,
which I
that's
thought
usually
was
what we
great.
stray towards anyway.
Yeah, I like to support small businesses. But the event was great. We did not get much opportunity to ask about some of the stuff there because it was just there were so many people there. It was packed. Everything was there was a hustle and bustle. I was thoroughly impressed, and I enjoyed all of it. So, Sage, you want to get talking into some of the stuff we saw there that we thought was cool?
Yeah, sure. So, what we pretty much got the opportunity to do was look at all of the different vendor shops that were around there. We got to listen to some music, because there was a live music stage area in the one vendor spot, and then we got to check out some of the food, those kinds of things, and then we did get the chance to listen to some half of a presentation. Unfortunately, we had to leave
Yeah,
because we had to drive again the 2.5 hours back.
yeah. We had a Hershey Bears game that we had tickets to, and all the timing was quite
Yeah,
not ideal, but we still made the most of this.
but yeah. So I mean, when we got there, we pretty much kind of just got started in the flow of things, looking around, checking out some stuff. There were some really great um, places that had like beer, wine, and cider. A couple of them were themed, either to like extraterrestrials or to the event itself. Those were I thought were super delicious.
Yeah, there's a wine place with an alien invasion dry wine. That was actually good for a dry wine. That's not normally what we like. Another one with a Carbondale UFO, or I think it was Carbondale Alien Mead. And
Yeah,
there's some Galactic, Golden Galactic, I think was their other mead that was alien themed, but that was out by the time we got there. So we didn't try that.
yeah. There was the B&G Winery, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think that's the one that had the alien invasion.
Yeah, and then it was it was like the one that
Space time meadery, I think.
yeah, and it was all made with like honey and stuff.
Yeah, there was a hard cider place too. We didn't get the opportunity to really check that one out. There's a line there, and we just kept going along with everything else.
Yeah, truthfully, everywhere we went, there was a lot of lines. Like it really was a huge hit.
And I wish we could have seen all the speakers when we were there, but there's just so much going on that if we were to sit for all the speakers, we wouldn't see as much other stuff there. So we did miss out on that. So I was hoping we could see more of those, but we went to their 2:30 o'clock one for about half an hour for Alan B. Smith talking about exposing UFO debunkers. That was interesting hearing him breaking down some of the UFO debunking out there. He talked about, at least while we were there, the Travis Walton incident and the Zecora UFO incident.
Didn't he get a little bit into Kecksburg as well?
Oh yeah. He talked a little bit about Kecksburg, but I don't know if he's going to get into that later.
Yeah, that's the other UFO from Pennsylvania that Frank had mentioned in the first part of this episode that was pretty similar in case to this one. But yeah, he basically took the different fallacies, like the literary fallacies, and like kind of explained how different UFO sightings and stuff kind of fit into those fallacies when people were trying to debunk the UFO. So essentially he's saying like the people who don't want it to be real are using fallacies to make it seem like it's not real.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. The other speakers that were there were Tim Renner from the Strange Familiars podcast, talking about the 1920s Bigfoot flap in Pennsylvania. We accidentally mixed that. We thought that one was at 2:30 by accident and missed that one. We were trying to see that one too. Uh, Bill Weber at 12:30 was at UFO sightings and cover-ups, and actually, he was there selling his book, UFO Sightings, Reports, and Cover-ups. So that's his book with Major George A. Filler, a U.S. Air Force retired major. I got one of his. I got his book. Have not really had a chance to take a crack at it, but he did sign it as well. So I'm definitely going to read it.
Can you tell them what it is that he signed?
Always seek the truth. 11/9/24.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, hopefully I get a chance to read this soon. I would definitely recommend checking out because he's a former MUFON state director who has had 26 years of experience in the field. He's been a guest speaker on multiple radio shows, local TV. He's done a lot of presentation on stuff in Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. I'm also reading off like the back of the book right now because that's where I'm getting some of the stuff. This is the same stuff he told us too. So he's well versed in this. I believe he is right now focused in the Delaware Valley area. But I'm going to read through this book. Might see if he'd be willing to come on here after I read the book. And I'd recommend it for others then because, I mean, these type of books are good.
Yeah, Frank got the opportunity to kind of chit chat with him for a little bit.
Yeah, seems
That's
like a really nice
Bill
guy.
Weber, so yeah, definitely. And then lastly, the one that was pretty much early in the morning, about 11:30, so we couldn't make that one because we actually hadn't arrived yet.
Yeah,
Um,
we ran a bit late in the morning. That was on me. I slept in.
again, it's a 2.5 hour drive, so is James Krug, and he was presenting on Invasion of the Body Snatchers and how to become a MUFON investigator. If anyone knows me, they know a little bit about my distaste for Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and that's simply because Frank made me watch it. And then every once in a while, he just does the like point and scream thing that
That's such
happens
a
at the
good
end.
movie.
Oh my god, it freaks me
I
out.
love that movie. It's so good. It's so genuinely creepy.
It is really creepy,
It is
but
my type of horror, and I'm a big fan of horror.
yeah. And then the other speaker that we didn't get the chance to see, and this was simply because we had to get to our hockey game, was the World of the Weird with Heather Taddy. So she is a uh,
Penn
like
State
TV
alumni.
personality. Yeah, she went to Penn State, so
Woo!
we are. But she's also a TV personality. She's star of Paranormal State. She's been
She's on Alien
yeah,
Highway.
I forget what the other ones were.
Alien Highway, Gateways to Hell.
Oh yeah, Gateways to Hell. That was the one that I definitely recognized.
Yeah.
But did get to chit chat with her for a little bit. I got a very cute bumper sticker that says my other ride is a UFO. And I know I talked about it in our introduction episode, but the back of my car is like kind of a culmination of my whole personality, and so over time it's just continuously getting more stickers, and so I got that one, and then I got one from another company that's called Strain Design Crochet. That's Strain, and they're on Instagram. But I got little crochet alien keychains, and then I got a sticker that says "Honk if you rock." I think it says. Is that what it says?
Honk if I think so.
Honk if you rock, and it's like an alien doing the rock
The
on symbol.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but it's super adorable. Made me laugh, so that's gonna go in my car as well. And so if anyone's out there looking um for my car, you'll probably recognize it pretty easily if you see that.
So these we'll put some pictures up on either Monday or Tuesday with some of the stuff we got and tag the people if they're on Instagram so you guys can check out their stuff too. It's really great the stuff they made.
Yeah,
Um
definitely. They had a ton of like I can't crochet is so fascinating to me.
oh,
Crochet and macrame. I think that's how you say it.
I don't know what macrame is really. What's that?
That is the uh Mothman that we got. The hang it's macrame is something that I think you make dream like that's how you make dream catchers. So it's kind of like that. But it looks a little different, which we'll post a picture of it, but it's a little tiny Mothman and it's freaking adorable. And that was made by Unknown Divine. They do macrame, home decor, hemp jewelry, and a lot more. They did a great stand. And they do have Instagram, Facebook, Etsy. It's all at Unknown Divine. Looks like with two E's at the end. So definitely go check them out. We'll put all this stuff on our Instagram post or in our um, little thingy for the episode. But so we did get a chance to get some stuff there. Frank and I got there and we saw all these people wearing these headbands
And
that
then
had little alien eyes on them, and I was like, where are people getting these? And so like finally, I don't even know, an hour after we were there, I asked somebody and I went and got them for Frank and I. So there's this place called Adam's Cable, which I'm assuming is a local place to the Scranton Carbondale area. Who was giving out these plastic headbands that had alien eyes on them and they light
yeah.
up.
They were giving out a bunch of stuff. What were they also giving out alien balloons too, or was that a different
I think
place?
that was a different one, but they had like little whiteboards and chip clips
Okay,
and
Adams Cable also had a spin the prize wheel. That's for kids 12 and under. Rude. I'm still a kid at heart. And one of the things was a rubber ducky that was the color of like the neon green alien. And I'm like, I would want that neon green alien duck. I would so bad want that. But no, I'm not 12 and under. I can't spin the wheel.
well, I'm glad you're not 12 and under. But
Okay.
um so after Frank and I got our little alien headbands, we did, I will say, wear them for about the rest of the time we were at this festival. So that was really fun. So if you catch us around, maybe we'll be wearing them. I'm kidding. I'm probably not going to wear them, but
If we go to another alien themed
oh
thing, then
yeah,
maybe.
definitely.
Maybe
Um
I mean we're probably going to look into it next year. There's the Kecksburg UFO Festival in June, and then there's the let me see. There's one up in New York that's not too far. It's not in the city. Um, the Pine Bush UFO Fair also happens in June. Um, that one is in New York, and if we go to that, I'd wear that too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was really cold too, so no one got to see my Roswell T-shirt. But it's in my heart. I knew I was
I
wearing
decided
it.
to not wear my jacket because I'm like, I'll walk enough, I'll warm up, and so if you were in the shade, it was cold. If you were in the sun, it was nice. But I had a UFO abduction thing that I had painted on a shirt.
Yeah, and then if you had looked up Carbondalien Festival and anything, there was like this very huge thing around these like 7.5 foot tall aliens
Oh yeah, the
made
big
out of
wooden
wood.
aliens.
These were made by a artist, JFO Generation, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And they did like I think 7.5 feet ones, 4-foot ones and 2-foot ones.
I think those are the.
Yeah, I think that was the heights,
Yeah.
and the like companies in the area got to sponsor the event by essentially purchasing one of these 7.5-foot tall ones and having it painted like in whatever design that they wanted. And then they had these aliens for sale as well. Unfortunately, Frank and I did not get one. It was just a little bit out of our price
Yeah, we
range.
did not plan
But
on the budget for
for
that,
the
but
handmade work that they are, they're totally worth the price that that artist was
yeah.
selling them at. Unfortunately, we are broke.
Because
I'm
as
just
we
kidding.
saw from their Instagram, all of these are cut, custom shaped aliens. All of them are hand painted, and then all of them have stands to go with them. And also, if you got the large one, the 7-foot one, you got a cinder block with it too.
Yeah.
So cinder block included,
Included in
said
the
in
price.
parentheses. But man, that's just. I mean, the price made sense. We were tempted to get a 2-foot tall one. Maybe next year if they do this again.
Yeah, we did get an ornament from them.
That has one of the alien designs on it.
He is wearing a tiny little Santa hat, which I think is adorable.
Yeah.
And we got what, blue?
Yep.
I think we got a blue one. So they were like pretty much the main artists for this festival, the main attraction. As we were driving into the town of Carbondale, once we got off of the highway, we could start to see all the businesses that had their aliens set up outside.
I loved it.
Their establishments, and so that was really neat to get to kind of check out which ones that we had seen on Instagram and see them in person as we were driving.
I love the personalization of them. Like, for example, the public library, it was a Where's Waldo alien. There was a cow-colored one. There's a
sugar skull.
Yep. I saw a construction worker. There's, I think, a tie-dye one. There's one colored like pizza.
Yeah, there was a company, I think it's called Shantytown Design. Their alien was probably one of my favorites.
That one, I would almost say psychedelic. Would that be the right term?
Yeah, it's like black and pink, which is like, and white, which is the designs of their logo. So I got a sticker and like a little koozie from them. They were given out. But their alien was super cool. So they all had different designs. I think the ones that you could get, yeah, it looks kind of like a tarot. They're tarot readers, as well. Like I think they do tarot reading as well. And theirs was like kind of based off a tarot card. But I think the little aliens you could get were just painted solid. I don't think those were ones that.
Yeah, but it's not like solid one color. It's still detailed with like shading on them, which is
had butts.
Yeah, if you turn the alien around, you can see the butt cheeks.
Like I just think that's the funniest thing. Like I don't know what, like, do we genuinely believe that aliens had human shaped butts?
No idea.
I'm telling you, if you
those aliens be cheeked up.
I was gonna say they have the bubblest of bubble butts. Like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. So
do you like your aliens cheeked up or non-cheeked up?
I don't like my aliens at all.
You know who else is cheeked up in this realm of stuff? The Mothman statue in Point Pleasant. He's cheeked up.
Yeah. So that was a really cool thing to get to see. Like I said, driving in, and
they also at the JFO stand there. They also had a big Bigfoot that was like a wooden Bigfoot that was painted and whatnot.
Yeah, and there was another stand that had like an 8-foot tall, like realistic looking Bigfoot. It was actually kind of creepy that you could get photos with.
Yeah, we didn't. It was $5 to get a photo with. We did see a lot of people go for it. We were busy checking everything else and just didn't have the time to stop at that.
Yeah, and we last year actually had went to the International Paranormal Museum in
International Paranormal and Research Center,
and it's in Somerset, Kentucky.
Yep.
And Frank already has a picture with a super tall Bigfoot,
yeah.
So
we
were like, okay,
cool.
We don't necessarily need that. We want to go see all the other stuff that was available.
Yeah, we were there mostly for the aliens, but the Bigfoot's an added bonus.
Yeah. And then the people that commented back to me, not the Lackawanna County
Crystal.
It was Christy and Ricky from the Crystal Spirit Shop. We did get a chance to go into there and get a little bit of a chance to talk to them. They were super nice. And their shop was super awesome. It was very eclectic. Had a lot of like incense and crystals and tarot cards and that kind of stuff.
And a bunch of alien and Bigfoot stuff too.
Yeah, so I got a little yard sign flag for my front yard that says like, "I believe in you. I also believe in Bigfoot. Like, so don't." How did it end?
I believe in you, but I also believe in Bigfoot. So there isn't much. I forget how.
So like, don't take that too seriously or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think that's what it said.
Which is super funny. And then we got a magnet that
It,
had the date of the UFO crash in San
yeah,
Carbondale.
it's a UFO shaped magnet. It's like wood with like the wood burning on it. It looks so cool.
Yeah,
So
for
that
sure.
should be in our post too. Now I want to talk about what I think was my favorite of the vendors that we stopped at.
Okay, yeah, I think we might be headed towards the same way.
Yeah, so I just want to get their name right
I believe
here.
it's Star Cruiser Studios.
Hold up, let me just pull up Instagram because I did follow them. I followed him and he followed us back. Yep,
Yes,
Star Cruiser Studios.
but it's Jeff Collins.
So he does some phenomenal artwork. We've actually just talked briefly about one of his artworks in an earlier episode without realizing it. So he does drawings of folklore and cryptids and that type of stuff. So, for example, when we talked about the Lake Champlain monster and talked about the Junior Cryptid Crate, the T-shirt in that he drew the design for that. So he
That's
does
so
work with
cool.
some of the big things like that. But he had prints of various sizes of a lot of different cryptids, from the Owlbat Witch to Bigfoot, Thunderbird, the Van Meter Visitor, which we'll talk about eventually. And many of these we will talk about eventually. There are Mothman, Loveland Frog, the Indescribable Octoman, and this guy has also been on other podcasts, so that's cool. And then he also had some of his prints that were on pillowcases. Well, actually, no, little pillows that were shaped like the cryptid. So, like, there's a Loveland Frog mini pillow, and there are buttons as well. But the coolest thing of all, I think, were
Definitely.
the maps.
Oh my gosh, this dude. I just get so absolutely amazed by um people's ability to make art, and this guy's art is just incredible. So Frank mentioned it's a map. So he has what so far, at least that we saw, it was Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Maryland,
Ohio and Maryland.
and Ohio. And he takes all of the cryptids from that state and hand draws them all with the state and kind of where they're located at, with little like I forget what you call it, like a code or whatever. Um,
Yeah, like a legend.
a legend, thank you. And so yeah, he hand draws all of them. Frank and I got one of the maps of Pennsylvania, just obviously like that's our home state. And so it was really cool to see that kind of stuff on there. We were kind of walking through, pointing out which ones I knew, which ones I'd heard of. We went to the Owlbat Witch Festival a couple weeks ago. That was on there.
Yeah, the Albat Witch
Um,
being on there is cool because that's something we know very well.
Yeah. So that was super awesome. We did get a chance to talk to him a little bit. He has also been on some other podcasts
Yeah, I
as
see he's been
well.
on Cryptid of the Cores at least. Um, he's also been on Where the Weird Ones Are, and he's been a vendor at other big things like Squonkapalooza. So, this guy just phenomenal at what he does. So we're going to definitely show you his map in our when we show our haul of what we got with when we post about this, and we'll tag him in there so you guys can go check out stuff if you want some really cool cryptid prints.
Yeah, and his name, like I said earlier, is Jeff Collins. And that's Kollins, and that's Star Cruiser Studios. I believe he's got like an Instagram and stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's where I figure out what
Super,
podcast he's
super,
been on.
super awesome dude. So
Yeah, so that one probably the best thing we got there. We are going to need to look for a frame to frame this, and then we're going to hang it up somewhere. I think in our living room so people can see it.
yeah, that's definitely a piece of artwork that I want everybody to have the opportunity to um, admire and check out and see what's there. So it totally fits our vibe.
Oh, another actually cool thing he had like I think it was a cast of like a T Rex skull at his place too, at his stand, which I thought was a nice little added bonus to make it look cooler there.
And if you know anything about Frank, which I'm sure he's mentioned already on here, is he's a huge lover of dinosaurs.
Yep. Also, just looking at his page, it helps me also see what other festivals there are that we can look out to go to, because he's been to the Flatwoods Monster Day, the Snallygaster Festival, Squonkapalooza, all type of things I'd love to go to.
Yeah, and then something else we had mentioned that Frank and I were really excited for because of our love of hockey is that the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins um, mascot and their media team, I believe it was, were gave like a little bit of a presentation in the early afternoon at the balcony at City Hall, and they announced that as a part of like a 5-year plan to honor like I think like local histories around that area this coming season on April 12th at a home game for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. They're going to be unveiling they're going to be Carbondale UFOs. So their jerseys are going to be Carbondale alien UFO jerseys. And Frank and I are definitely going to do our best to get tickets to there. We were looking at it yesterday, and it seems like a lot of people at the event also want to get a chance to go there. I'm super hoping that we'll have the opportunity to try to buy one of those jerseys, or at least a T-shirt that has the design on it or something. Because mixing two things that we love a lot is super super awesome.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we go out to that. We'll remind you guys later, as we do with other like events that go on, that this is happening. But the Carbondale UFOs will be a team for a day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They did, and you said they revealed their logo. I think that was posted on their. I think the Carbondalian had a picture of it or a video of it whenever the penguin mascot was showing them the logos.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. But a couple other things that we saw or that we didn't get a chance to see, but that were happening that day, is the Extraterrestrial Express. So, the train from Scranton to Carbondale brought people to the Carbondale area and then took them back at the end of the festival. It was pretty neat. There was an alien open swim for any age, I believe it was, at the Carbondale Y, which is super fun. Obviously we didn't get to go, but I'm sure that being as it was an alien open swim, there was probably alien themed things.
Yeah, we didn't get to check that though.
There was also the Extraterrestrial Film Festival. So during the entire festival today or yesterday, the Carbondale Public Library showed classic alien sci-fi favorites. I do believe that Invasion of the Body Snatchers was one of those ones that they
Good movie.
had put on their list. I can't remember off the top of my head what the other ones are. Um, there was also an Alien Storytime and Craft. So again, at the public library in Carbondale, they were reading funny out of this world stories and creating a fun craft. Um, and then there was an alien hot air balloon, which I'm like afraid of falling, so there was no way I was gonna be like going on this thing. That was the only thing I believe that by the time we had gotten there didn't have the tickets sold out, and I think that's because
The
or
tickets were sold at it, so we wouldn't
yeah,
know
like we
unless you
wouldn't
went
even
to it.
know, because the guy who did the hot air balloons is who sold it. But the Carbondalian Festival put on their Instagram a video of the hot air balloon like being blown up, getting ready to launch, and it was a giant alien head.
Yeah, that was super
That
cool.
was so
But
neat.
I'm a bit too afraid of heights and something of like a basket to do it.
Oh yeah.
Granted, nobody got hurt during it. Nobody died. Doesn't matter. I'm still too much of a little baby to do that.
Yeah, it's not something I would want to do either. I'm not afraid necessarily of heights. I'm just afraid of falling. I don't know. And then lastly, I think the last thing we didn't mention was Alien Teen Bingo.
We're not teens, so we couldn't go to it.
Yeah.
We're not cool enough.
Yeah, so again, at the Carbondale Public Library, they had Alien Invasion Bingo with prizes, snacks, and exciting surprises. So we obviously didn't get a chance to check that out, but I'm sure that that was just as fun as the rest of the festival. And they also had a scavenger hunt
That
which
was
I
going
believe,
on before this.
yeah, like it started before the event, but I believe like up if you lived up in that area around that area, they had a scavenger hunt going for finding the alien sponsors. I think
Yeah.
so. That was pretty neat.
And also
So
another thing that at that Russell Park experience, there was actually somebody dressed up like an alien, and they had a replica UFO there,
yeah, being pulled off on like one of the a
a
big
flatbed truck.
flatbread, which is
Yeah,
super neat.
but tickets were sold out, so we didn't go to that. I don't know. I think we might have been able to just go to the park to like see stuff, maybe, but I'm not sure because it sounds like the Russell Park experience was a would have taken up most of the park.
Yeah.
But yeah, tickets were $10, and we got there and like, yeah, we sold out pretty fast, and nobody expected that to happen. So the turnout for this was phenomenal, from what we heard, which I love to hear that. Um, Only wish we would have known it would have been this great. Like we thought this was going to be a good event, but really they blew our expectations out of the water, and I was more than happy to support it and continue supporting it by talking about it here.
Yeah, definitely. And something else that I just wanted to mention that I thought was pretty neat is they their merch has the super awesome Carbondalien Festival logo on it on some of the stuff. And they have like t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats. Um, but they also have some designs that say 1974 with a spaceship, Carbondale, Pennsylvania, Area 51. Because if I recall correctly,
Oh, this
that's
is a
like
cool story, cool connection.
the code, isn't it, for
Yeah, I think their firefighter like code for the
yeah, like
area
their
is,
emergency services code is 51.
yeah, so they can say Area 51 despite
Yeah.
not being Roswell and stuff. They have Area 51 type stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just um checking out the website to see if there was anything that I missed. So yeah, it does look like they have done some festivals before for this, but it says they're trying something new. And hope the program will attract a large number of participants, and I can say for sure that it definitely did. It was really cool to see how many people were there, and to know, we're not the only ones that geek out over this kind of stuff.
Man, I'm just looking at their shop real quick. This we do have to get something. They did such a good job on this. Yeah, they um like shirts that are like look retro. Area 51, Carbondale, Pennsylvania. So connection to all of that stuff and whatnot. The pricing for their merch is not bad, but it looks so good, and I can't believe how popular it was.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the popularity means they're going to do it again, and hopefully, some other places start picking up on this. Because if you look, at least on Spotify, there's I think only like one other episode out there besides us, one or two other
Yeah, and
episodes that talk about the Carbondale UFO incident.
that's the podcast NEPA, I believe.
NEPA,
NEPA,
yeah,
right? N E
northeastern
P A.
PA.
And they actually collabed with I believe the mayor,
The mayor and the
um,
festival
and the
organizer.
festival organizer for this festival, and so did use that as a resource for some of the stuff that I had in the first part of this episode. So go check that out. It was really cool to hear from them, kind of what brought them to want to make this festival bigger.
Yeah. So I think that's about all we have for the festival to talk about on our recap. I would love to go again next year if they have it. I'd love to go to that Russell Park experience to get that immersive stuff and hopefully be able to ask more questions on the things. Oh, one other thing I forgot: the historical society was there with original like photos of stuff from the event, and that looked like from when the
Oh yeah, that was
stuff
neat.
happened.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, we just didn't have the opportunity because we were going everywhere to really ask questions, or you didn't know who to talk about the who had information about because it's just it looked like we were a bit overwhelmed with how many people, and it looks like they there were a bit overwhelmed, which is it's a good problem to have.
Yes, definitely for sure. So I encourage all of you to go on to Instagram, check out the at Carbondalian Festival or the Carbondalian Festival 2024 hashtag. There's a lot of really great posts by vendors that were there, people that were there. It really allows you to see what it is that we got to have such a fun time experiencing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to use the hashtag on our posts and tag a bunch of these businesses in it. So if you are interested in supporting them or checking them out, just go to our post. It'll be on our Instagram, X, if I can figure out how that works, because I've just been having trouble on it. And yeah, I think that should be it to talk about here.
Yeah, I mean that's all I got. Thanks everyone for sticking around for a second part. We hope you kind of enjoyed this little unique thing where we had part one and part two. So
Yeah, and if this is your first looking at us because you're from the festival, go check out our other episodes. We'll keep popping more stuff out, and it's only going up from here, I think.
truly is upward and beyond, as the Carbondalien Festival merch would say.
Yeah. So, I think we're going to wrap it up
Yeah,
here. Thank
that's
you
all I
guys
got
for listening. So, remember
to look for.
the unknown
The unsolved.
and the unseen.
Thanks for
See you
listening.
guys.